I'm doing it because fishermen need it, but in the big picture, when you have money coming in, and maybe you're a successful business, and what do you do with your money? And we should be about God's business. That's what our money should be about. It's about His business. So my hope is charity. My real hope is that we would have our own foundation or charity to give money away, to benefit those in need, to make the world a better place in some fashion. Feeding a hungry kid, clothing a mom, I mean anything. The idea is that this be far-reaching to many, a blessing to many, and not to one, or to two, or to five, but that it just reaches out, and it's something bigger than we could even think. All stemming from just, again, the simple idea of a bread tie, doing something that just couldn't be done up until now. I don't know. I don't know how much more to say about it, really.
That's good. That's good.
Oh yeah, recyclable materials, at least recyclable. I've wanted to make it out of biodegradable plastic because I do care about clean water. Gold and silver, they might be fine things, but if you don't have clean water, you're not taking too many steps forward. And we all have to be good stewards of the things we've been given. And as fishermen especially, we need to be good stewards of the water. So recycled plastic, even recycled plastic from the oceans, to motivate the recyclers to clean the oceans up, to help maintain them and keep them clean. I mean, there's nothing more important than clean water for our survival, and it's that simple. That's why. I mean, really, recycled material. I would use the biodegradable, except it won't put up to salt water and fresh water. It just won't put up to that stuff. But that's why we got to be good stewards. Recycled materials. That's how Costa builds their sunglasses. They pull it out of the ocean. They build sunglasses out. They build the best sunglasses out of it. So that's it too. Again, I've often thought that part of my charity would be to clean water acts and things, but it has to be used the right way. Our money's not going to just go to organizations for the sake of, oh yeah, we contribute. No, it needs to be doing something positive. So yeah, it's just a blessing to many. Maybe help stewardship of our water, because those things do matter. I mean, it really, really does. I have not been crazy about the whole plastic thing. You know how many of these will end up? Yeah, how many of these are going to end up the bottom and out in the Pacific Gyre? Fishing teaches me diligence, persistence, and fishing teaches me, what do I want to say? I always said there's three things that fishermen are. We're diligent, persistent, and we're optimistic. When we go fishing, we hope to catch a fish, but we don't always catch a fish. So you dust that off. Do you not go fishing anymore? Well, of course not. We go fishing. You're persistent and you're diligent until you meet goals. Fishing is really all about a short-term goal, and you try to meet that. So that's it. We go out in a day, we want to catch a fish, but we don't always catch a fish. Do you give up? No. You just go again, and when you do your time. So it's really taught me persistence, diligence, and optimism, because if you go out and every time you go out think, you're not going to catch nothing, you're not going to keep going out. It is a tough sport, and you need to pull in all of your available assets to get the job done too. Networking, weather reports, wind, tides, currents. I mean, we kind of need to know all these things. So gosh, as far as being a man, it's just taught me so many aspects of, I would have to just keep going to the diligence. You just got to set your mind on things, and you got to see it through. You just can't give up. You can't give up. You got to fish. It's funny, and the hunting way is the same. You got to do your time. That's what I like to say. You got to do your time to catch fish, like special fish. You can't just go out one day a year and think, oh, I'm going to score. Because it doesn't usually work that way. We usually score when nobody's around. And, it was one of them days maybe you thought wouldn't be anything. And then the Lord blesses you in a special way. So. Why do I think Jesus called fishermen to be his disciples? Because of what it takes to be a fisherman. Again, even the ideas of getting up early and heading out into the sea, wind and all. And I guess Jesus knew that they were maybe accustomed to the hardships that came with fishing, especially back then. And that maybe that would help prepare them for the work that he had set before them. To be tough, to be diligent, to stare adversity in the face and climb over it, and not just hit a wall and give in. So definitely something to be said there, yeah. And it's funny you ask that, because I never really think much about fishermen that way, but pretty tough breed. I mean, even just getting up early and heading out in the cold. Some days when we go up to discharge in the mornings, I mean, they're at 15 degrees. It makes me cold thinking about it. But there's like that drive, you have a drive to go and maybe catch fish or maybe not. But we do it. We do it. And I love being outside. That's my thing. I got to be outside all the time. His blessings are innumerable in my life. And, a few years ago, I was questioned, even talked to Bill Hill about, what's my money about? What's it all about? He said, your money is about your ministry. And it really kicked me in gear on that our money should be about God's business and God's work in this world. And he blessed me with this boat. And even Bill had mentioned that my boat was part of my ministry by taking friends out and taking people fishing and sharing those experiences. God's blessed me so abundantly, my cup runs over big time. And that's why I'm at a point in my life and a time in my life, I'm ready to give something back. It ain't about me. It's not even about my wife, Franny. We're good. Like, things are good. But now what can we do for somebody else? What can we do for God's people? What can we do for him? His blessings are without bounds, and they're too many for me to even count in my life. But the boat, my home, my friends, they're all blessings from him. All good things come from him. Tim is unbelievable, indispensable. His business is plastic design, engineering, manufacturing. He has patents on Black & Decker parts. He has vast knowledge of patent applications and system design and improvement. And Tim, none of this would have even happened without his involvement in it. So again, Tim has done everything from the design of the finished concept to actually having the pieces printed and molded for testing. And I mean, he's just a crucial component to this whole endeavor. Franny's very supportive. She sometimes feels like mad scientists like me and Tim, that whatever we put our hands on, we tend to make it work. And her encouragement is indispensable as well. I don't really do things unless I have her blessing too, because we're one and the same. So her encouragement has just been great. I've asked her straight up, do you believe in this? Do you think this is going to work? And she said, I do. And again, I think she puts a lot of faith in me and my partner Tim because of the things we've done already, and just that kind of motivation we seem to get under us to see things through and almost make things happen. That's not always the case, but Franny's support is super. So we'd like to get into bigger sizes, because surf fishing is a big component in live lining and chunk bait fishing. Surf fishers use big rods, and they're big sizes, and this size GhostDrag actually won't fit their rods in the position we want them to. Now, we could put the GhostDrag up higher between certain sets of eyes on a surf rod, but then that creates more of a loop and more slack out of the reel, which wind can affect. So GhostDrag, we'd like to see it go to different sizes for bigger rods. We think we've nailed down most of the smaller rods, but we want to see it go into bigger rods, boat rods, and get into tuna and marlin fishermen's hands as well.